guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. As always, I always really appreciate it. Today I'm really pleased about to bring you a Steeldive. It's the SD1953. This was one that you'd have seen on my monthly AliExpress choice video. As I said, I'm going to try and make that a more regular thing because they seem to be cracking out some amazing watches on there at the prices we were used to a while ago. So I think it can only be a good thing. But how good is the quality of this one? When I did my sale video, the AliExpress choice one, I did say that this is taking me back to the sort of old school Subby homages of the Pagani design, the sort of same sort of prices, but with Steeldive. No disrespect to Pagani design, I think Steeldive make better watches just generally. So for the price, for the specs, this one was looking like a cracker. I've gone with the one with the green bezel with black dial, also known as the Kermit. So there you go. Other options are available, so do scroll through and have a look. But I do think for the price, this one looks unbelievable value for money. We will find out by the time we get to the end of the video if that continues to be the case. And if it is, please use the affiliate link in the description. Doesn't cost you any more, just makes your life a bit easier and gives a bit of a kickback to the channel. But as ever, I will stop going on. And with that being said, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. Very primitive packaging from Steeldive, but I don't really mind that, to be honest. I'm not buying these watches for the packaging. Nice sort of briefcase style, very solid plastic. There's the watch, obviously we put it to the side. These are all bits and pieces to keep it safe in transit. As you'll see, I've taken 4 links off for it to fit my wrist. Comes with a hang tag, warranty card, instruction manual. It's not signed, but for the money I paid for this watch, I'm not really too concerned about all that sort of stuff, to be honest. Very, very affordable, but there you go. That's what it comes. That's how it comes. And this is the watch. Yeah, this watch was one that I've been looking forward to getting. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to give it another wipe. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I did give it a wipe and stuff prior to recording, but yeah, it's just got a bit of dust on it. But there you go. This is the watch I went for. The Kermit style, green bezel, black dial. Yeah, really nice piece. A few different color variations to choose from. I'll bring them up now so you're well informed as to what one you could buy. As I say, very well priced at the time of recording this, so I'd implore you to check it out. But there we are. So this is the SD1953. Inside it's running an automatic Seiko NH35 movement. I'll bring some information up about that movement now. Rugged, reliable, all the superlatives that you've heard me say before. This is the date variant of the NH series of movement. The NH36 is the day-date variant. 21,600 beats per hour, 41 hour power reserve. Yeah, 24 joules. There is a really very good reason this is being used in lots of micro brands and AliExpress watches, is because it's a really good movement for the price. Very affordable, and does the business really. This one is running 4 seconds fast, roughly a day. You take that all day long, let's be honest. So yeah, that's the NH35 movement, also known as a 4R35, when in a Seiko watch. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal and the bezel insert, is all 316L stainless steel. So you'll see on the case it's brushed on the tops, it's polished at the sides, crown guard's polished. The crown is sort of brushed, polished, because it's all stamped with and engraved with the Steeldive logo. Polished at the sides of the case, brushed at the tops of the bracelet, polished at the sides. You'll see there's push pins, and you've got brushed at the top, polished at the sides also on the fully milled clasp. Easy to open. I say fully milled. I do think the shell is pressed, if I'm being honest. Yeah, pressed out of shell, fully milled inside, and the case back also brushed with some details on there that we'll run through in just a moment. So that's the watch generally. Nicely brushed, finished, with polished, transitions done nicely. Yeah, no complaints whatsoever, especially for the price it's coming in at. The case thickness of the watch is 14.2 millimeters. That's going to be a little bit more at the Cyclops, but 14.2 millimeters. The case diameter, I normally measure from the 8 to the 2. It's coming in at 41.8 millimeters, and when you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, it's coming in at 44.4 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 18 and back up to 20 mil at that clasp. and the lug to lug, tip to tip. So when you measure it at the case, it's coming at 47.4 millimeters. But it does have male end links of the center link, so that is coming in at 52 millimeters. So it does come in quite a bit longer given that, but there is a bit of downturn at those lugs, so it does hug the wrist quite nicely. So it's not detrimental at this point, not too bad. But there you go, 52 mil lug to lug, including the end links. The case back, I did already mention, it's a stainless steel case back. I'll let you have another look. It is screwed down, and has got the Steeldive logo on there, all brushed sort of. But yeah, just highlighting some details on there. Nicely done, to be honest. And solid end links you'll be able to see there as well. The crown is situated at the 3 o'clock. It's a screwed down crown, as I showed you before. And it is signed with the logo on there as well. The bezel, it's a different bezel. It sounds okay. Bit inconsistent, a bit ratchety. It does change a little bit over here. So the bezel, yeah, it sounds crisp in places, but it's a bit pitchy and it feels different in places. It's not as good as I was expecting, to be honest. Ceramic bezel insert, 120 click unidirectional bezel, but Steeldive bezels normally. This one does line up, but yeah, it's a bit ratchety. It feels like it misses a couple of clicks in places, which is a bit unfortunate. But them the brakes. Like I said, bracelet tapers down nicely, brushed at the top, polished at the side, push pins down to a partly milled clasp, Steeldive on the safety catch, double safety pushers, and stamped on there with the logo. Also, no ambiguity in terms of their signage. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal, reasonable amount of AR coating, not great, reasonable, and the Cyclops on this is actually done pretty well actually for the price. You'll see it lines up pretty bang on, to be perfectly honest. The water resistance of the watch, you'll see it down there, is cited as being 300 meters, so that would give you 30 atmospheres of water resistance, but do be mindful it's not going to be certified to any degree, guys, so just bear that in mind. And the weight will appear in the top right. It's coming in at 163, just under 163.5 grams, with 4 links removed. With those 4 links back in, you're probably pushing about 180 grams, so not an inconsiderable amount of heft there, guys. But there we are. That's what we're dealing with. But let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in a bit more detail. So what you got is you've got a minute track going around the outer edge. You've got a sort of like piano black, almost black dial. Inside the minute track, you've got applied buttons everywhere except for the 3 o'clock position where you've got the date with the Cyclops just over there. You've got an inverted triangle, circular buttons everywhere except for the 6 and 9 where you've got rectangular buttons. You've got Steeldive printed onto the dial below the inverted triangle, and automatic 300M just above the button at the 6 o'clock position. I'll bring the loom up now quickly, guys, give you an idea of what the loom looks like. The loom on this is fantastic. It wasn't something that I was surprised by, because I've had a few Steeldives now and I know their loom is pretty fantastic, but yeah, this didn't falter in that degree, unlike the bezel, to be honest, which was a bit more disappointing and I expected more from. Yeah, so the Cyclops, like I said, just over the 12 o'clock, over the, say 12 because it's dates on 12, the 3 o'clock position for the date. Like I said, you got nice high polished hands, which I think adds a nice contrast to the piano black dial. As I said, Steeldive just below the 12 o'clock position, automatic 300 just above the 6. If I unscrew the crown, given the fact it is an H35 movement, you take the crown out, it will hack. You put it back in, it will start back up again. If you turn it away from you, once you've pushed it as far as you can to the case, you can charge it, take it out to the first position. If you scroll through, you'll see you can change the date on there, no problems. And like I said, it's magnifying really well with that Cyclops. And then you can just screw it back up again. I've had no issues in terms of the crown, in terms of the knurling. Crown stem's a good size. But like I said, green bezel with the black dial is really, really nice. I can see why it's much sought after, if you like, in terms of the actual original watch. But there we go, guys. That's everything going on there. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. Okay, so guys and girls, this is what it's looking like on me. I think it's a really pretty piece. I'm not going to lie, it's one that I've really enjoyed spending time with, and I think for the money, yeah, lots and lots to like. But there we are. Okay, so guys and girls, that would now take me on to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants is not a huge amount, guys. I'm going to be honest. There's a couple of things I will mention. I'm going to mention the lug damage. So if you look on the back, you'll see that when they've fitted this bracelet, they've had a bit of a nightmare in there. You can see the lug damage either side. Yeah, it's all scratched up. That wasn't me. That was definitely not me. They've scratched it up quite a bit. I'm not sure why that needed to be the case. And the bezel, yeah, the bezel was disappointing. I've had a few Steeldive watches now, and the bezels on these are normally absolutely rock solid, nice clicks. But this one, I'm hoping is just the version that I received, but the bezel's not quite up to scratch in terms of what I was expecting. So they're the two things I would say, is the lug damage and the bezel. What I think is Pukka is, for the price, sapphire crystal, you got the sapphire cyclops as well, because I tested it. The loom, yeah, the loom on this was fantastic. Again, that was more in keeping with what I was expecting, given my sort of past watches I've had with Steeldive. The movement, yeah, for this sort of price, to be getting an automatic watch and a Seiko automatic movement at that is fantastic. The finishing, in terms of the brushing's done nicely, transitioning to the polished surfaces, both are done to a good standard, especially for the price. The clasp, although it's not fully milled, it's only partly, it's still a good upgrade on the fully pressed clasp they were giving out a while ago. And the price, like I said, on AliExpress choice, you can pick this up anywhere between sort of 50 up to 60 quid roughly, and had coupons and stuff. And I think, yeah, for the price, that's quite phenomenal for what you're getting. So just to surmise what I think is Pukka, as I go with the sapphire crystal, loom, movement, finishing, clasp, and price. And guys and girls, would I recommend this watch? I still would, because the two things that I've put for pants, I'm hoping they are just for this watch. And if that is the case, then for sort of your 50, 60 quid, $70 roughly, this watch is going to be hard pushed in terms of, especially for this type of homage. This is better than the Pagani ones we can remember back in the day that I mentioned in the intro. So yeah, guys, I would recommend it. And whilst it's selling for that price, I do implore you to pick one up. And like I said, there is a couple of affiliate links in the description. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, more importantly. And maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch your time. Take care, guys. All the very best.